Welcome to the Zim Ladies Roundtable podcast. I am Tino, and this is my co-host, Dr. Taffy. Join us as we dive into real conversations about empowerment, culture, and progress. Each episode, we share stories, explore important topics, and connect with our vibrant community. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Zim Ladies Roundtable, and tune into BWTV and Cityscape Radio on brownstoneworldwide.com for all our content, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at ZimLadiesRT to stay connected.
Hello, everyone. Today we are honored to welcome DrStem, a highly respected motivational speaker, life coach, author. She's known for her passion for empowering individuals to achieve their best selves. With years of experience in personal development and mental health, DrStem has dedicated her career to helping people navigate life's challenges and embrace growth. Her insights on resilience, self-discovery, and intentional living have transformed countless. And we're thrilled to have her with us today. Welcome, DrStem. Happy New Year.
Hi. Every time I wear Bounce Back, I'm sure many of you have seen this conference and the theme song, Bounce Back.
Yeah.
Bounce Back. So it's really good to bounce back, with you guys again.
Absolutely. And we're bouncing back from the holidays. We want to know, we're here to talk about what feelings do you associate with the end of the holidays? Relief, sadness, anxiety, excitement. What are your thoughts on that?
To be honest with you, I think we have, all experienced all of those feelings. Before the holidays, here we are, so excited. We're going to be taking time off. We're going to be with family, and we're going to finally rest, right? So that's restfulness. And then the holidays come right away, so we get anxious. Do I need to buy a gift for this one? And do I need to buy a gift for that one? The malls over here in the United States, they're full with people and everybody's running around and forgetting that it all takes money as well. So we forget about the money, you just spend so you can, celebrate with everyone, right? And then comes the sadness of those people that lost loved ones. So grief is real during the holidays. Whilst everybody is celebrating, there are also other people that are really in mourning of people that they lost within the year, but people that they lost years ago as well. Because grief, you can't say, well, it's a year, 6 months, or 6 years, or 10 years. Every moment you're reminded of a loved one that has passed on. So for some, it's a really difficult situation at that time. And then the anxiety that you spoke about as well, right? People get anxious about it. Right. Am I going to be able to travel? Am I going to be able to stay here alone? What if the people come and visit me? Do I have, enough? Have I done enough? Cleaned up enough? So I think all of those emotions, we deal with them and then come into the new year, reality strikes, because now we have to come back into the moment after the celebrations. So it's important for people to acknowledge and know that it's very normal that you're going to go through a barrage of emotions, that go with the holidays.
Yeah. And then to even add to that, here in the diaspora, the holidays are in the winter season for us.
Yeah.
And in the winter season, a lot of us, our moods change.
Yes.
So imagine going through the holidays, you're already in that winter funk. Yeah. Literally, people have struggled to get out of bed. They struggle to even find the joy, even if they do have the family around, the joy and the happiness of the holidays because of that winter funk.
Yes.
So I definitely hear that.
But then here's the thing, right? With that winter funk, let's always remember, right?
Mm.
We're not here by force and nobody's changed you where we live. I mean, do you know that for real, right? So then what happens is if I'm living in Boston, which I used to live in Boston, my family is living in Boston.
Mhm.
If I live in Boston and I'm in Boston, my mindset is I'm gonna survive in this, winter
Mm.
and in this cold like I'm in the sunshine, right? It's a
Mm.
mindset. So what do? I have to wear layers and layers of clothing so that I'm
Mhm.
nice and warm. And then I walk like, you know what? It's 90 degrees and yet it's 90
Mhm.
degrees because my mind, is prepared for it. But then with many people, they like, we focus on the complaining. Oh my God, it's 9 degrees and it's 10. What do I
That's true.
do? That makes it harder to live,
It does. It makes it
Yeah,
more
it does.
difficult.
Mhm.
Yes.
So as we get out of the holidays,
Yeah.
we get into the new year.
Yeah.
And the new year comes with its own struggles. What societal or cultural expectations are brought in with the new year? Like the resolutions and the goals and I gotta go to the gym and lose weight. My business has to make $1 million this year. How do you think that perception and how people are dealing with that, or how should they deal with it?
First of all, may I correct you in asking that question? Because you said its new year comes with its struggles. So the minute that we focus on the new year coming with
Uh-huh.
struggles, we've
It's a
already lost.
problem.
Yeah, we've already
Mhm.
lost the battle. So, again, the mindset, if we
Hmm.
say the new year brings new opportunities, new
Right.
successes,
Hmm.
new strides in our
Right.
personal and professional lives. I mean,
Hmm.
it's a gift, right? That we have to
Mhm.
open. So, it's a gift of life. It's a gift of new, things that, are supposed to happen in our lives. So, depending on what your expectations are in that gift when you open the gift. So, if I open the gift and say, oh boy, I guess I better prepare and, ready for the ride because this is going to be another difficult year, I can guarantee you it never disappoints. It will bring
Right.
all the difficult, things and everything with you. So I'm hoping and encouraging everyone that let's look at this new year and this new gift as, you know what? I've had so many desires and so many things that I want
Right.
to change. This
Yeah.
year, I
This
am
year
going
it's my year.
to,
Hmm.
the song Lamborghini, this is my year. I'm gonna make it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but in reality, to answer your question, is there are many societal, expectations that are brought to us. Whether it's the social media with you start seeing all the
Mhm.
commercials with, coming up with people just doing programs and doing, new things, and then in our
Hmm.
family, cultural expectations as well. Depending on, are you expected to do more? Do you have, to pay school fees to the people that are back home because now they are in university rather than in primary school where we didn't pay that much and now they are over there. So all those pressures also affect your own personal goals and your own
Mhm.
the things that you get to reap this 2025. So it's going to be
Hmm.
important for people. I'm a big one for journaling, and if you've worked with me, talked to me, they know that I'm a big person in writing down things, right? So the
Hmm.
first thing that I always say to people is before the end of the year, the beginning of the year, write down the accomplishments, the things that
Yes.
you literally will ask for 50 minimum of the things that went well. They're like
Mhm.
Hmm.
50. I don't think I have
Hmm.
50 things that went well where your focus was not on the right path. Because if you were
Mhm.
Exactly.
thinking about it to say, what will I write on my list for 2024? Then guess
Mhm.
what?
Hmm.
You're going to have way more than 50 things because your mindset kept, I
Right.
gotta make sure that my list has got exciting things that I have accomplished, right?
Hmm.
So that's one. And in doing so, sometimes, and I mean sometimes, you don't have to do what society or family is asking you to do
Exactly.
because then you can only do so much. So the power of no when you can't do stuff is also saying yes to you. So when you're saying no to what you're being asked to do, societal
Hmm.
or cultural, then you're saying yes, to you. So I hope that we focus more on, acknowledging, embracing, and seeing those things that are working out for us so we can do more of that.
Absolutely. I absolutely agree with that, Dr. Stem. But do you feel like, starting the year perfectly, it's a pressure that people feel and because we're all trying, like Tino's mentioned, people are going back to the gym, you're writing down goals for, your six-figure business. And do you feel like those are the pressures that a lot of people feel, and how do those expectations impact our well-being?
Yes, so here's the thing, right? We have a norm that at the beginning of the year, people have been talking about setting New Year goals and New Year
Hmm.
resolutions, right? And then that
Mm-hmm.
puts pressure on people because now I've got to lose weight and now I've got to
Mm-hmm.
make $1 million in my business, right? And I'm telling you, some of these things, I think it's life and wisdom and also aging that makes you recognize the important things in life.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So rather than looking at, I mean, the weight, the money, the everything, there are many people that didn't make it. They literally passed away on the 31st of the year
Hmm.
and didn't make it
Imagine.
to cross
Mm-hmm.
over in 2025. Some even lost their life on the first of
Yeah.
the year and lost their life. So when you look at life in that sense, it's almost like you take a step back and say, you know what? I don't have to pressure myself to and put so much pressure that I have to lose the weight. I have to make sure that I do this. Is it okay to put those as the goals of what you want? Yes, it is. But
Mm-hmm.
what's not okay is putting pressure on
Pressure.
yourself,
Mm-hmm.
to achieve those like right away and right now. Rome was never built in a day.
Exactly.
Wealth was
Hmm.
not
Mm-hmm.
built in a day. Losing
Mm-hmm.
weight or gaining weight, because some people are wanting to gain weight,
Hmm.
whilst we're talking about weight, I'm telling you.
Oh yeah.
Wanting to get, yeah, to gain weight. So everything, it wasn't done in a day. So it's important
Mm-hmm.
for people to take, one step at a time and to also have grace for themselves, to give
Mm.
themselves grace. A lot of people push themselves so much that unfortunately, by pushing themselves, anxiety creeps in,
Mm-hmm.
depression
Yeah.
creeps in, and then you don't
Mm-hmm.
have the energy to do what
Right.
it is that you want to do. So then you feel defeated, like, oh, I
Mm-hmm.
guess I'm a loser. And culturally, people are just like, mm-hmm. So what are
Hmm.
they doing with their life, Mm-hmm. My goodness, every year, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, and nothing is happening. So people will always, come and whisper those things. Do not listen to those whispers, I mean, because many a time when you look back and you look at them, they haven't gone, those that are improving and doing well in their lives, they don't have time to be putting people down. They uplift others,
Exactly.
they encourage others, and they hold others' hand to say,
Hmm.
listen, one day at a time, lean on me, I'll help you out. Those are the voices that you want to hear.
Right. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, a few years ago,
Yeah.
I stopped making resolutions.
Me
I
too.
have things in life that I desire, and that's how I look at it. I have goals I want to achieve, but there are things that have a timeline, but there are things that when it happens, it happens. Because I found that it was so stressful. First of the year, I've made sure my gym membership is good. I've done this. I need to lose 30 pounds by May. I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
now you're stressed. What happens if you don't lose 30 pounds by May? When
Well,
you get there, you're depressed.
yeah, but then I want to encourage you to please get the courage to write things down again. Even the Bible
Yes.
itself says write it down. So
Yes.
here's the thing, right? Write down that I want to lose the 30 pounds by May,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I want to lose 5 pounds every week. And I want
Mm-hmm.
to walk or run or go to the gym. I canceled memberships for gyms, just like you. I used to do that. But now I live in Florida, so that's, so I walk, I
Hmm.
walk. So if we, and then those, counters, the step counters that they have on our phones and stuff. So it will tell
Mm-hmm.
me because then I need to have at least 22,500 steps a day, right? So
Mm-hmm.
but that's not even anything that I think about because as I'm walking around my house and then I walk outside and then I'm like, oh, you know, And then some days I'm like, ooh, I only did 400 today, but that's
Mhm.
okay because then 400 is better than zero.
Zero.
Right.
Uh-huh.
But I take away that pressure, to the pressure to want to see the results in there, celebrate each step.
Mhm.
Like we say,
Each
Mhm.
step,
Rome was not
exactly.
built in a
In
day.
a
So
day.
each brick will make you build and achieve and accomplish your goal. Because again,
Mhm.
there's also seasons for everything. To everything
Right.
there's a
Exactly.
season.
Mhm.
Exactly. And you mentioned journaling. I started journaling last year. When I tell you the difference it makes, it is it's the best I felt. 2024 was the best I felt in a long time because I wrote it down. Even if it was something that people think, ah, that's silly. Why would you write that? I wrote it down and I wrote it down exactly how I wanted to say it with no filter. If you read my journal, it'll be like, hey, it's like a Lifetime movie or maybe a Zeus, a Zeus show because I put it in. It's really helpful. I really encourage people to journal more.
Mhm.
It really is very helpful.
You know why it's so, good and important?
Hmm.
Because it takes everything from your mind.
Hmm.
And it also helps you to release yourself of all
Hmm.
these pressures. So once you put it down and you write it down, it's like, I feel much better. Now let me look at today. What do I need to do,
Exactly.
today? But because you've written it down, right? Somehow
Hmm.
God, the universe, the higher power just leads you into the direction of taking the steps that
Mhm.
Hmm.
go with what
Hmm.
you've written down because your mind is more relaxed. And
Hmm.
that's the key: peacefulness and being relaxed. If you're
Amen.
under pressure and you're pushing yourself and you're exhausted and you are tired, nothing works.
Nothing
Mhm.
works. That's
None.
Mhm.
very true.
Yeah.
I've always struggled with journaling, like over, the last 20 years. I'll start for a little bit and I'll just end up falling off. And sometimes when I'll read back what I've written and I'm like, what what was going on?
Let it go.
I
Once you
end up
once you write
feeling
it, let it go.
right. And I end up feeling like, oh, what space were what was my headspace in that moment? Why were you feeling like this at that time? And then I almost, it's almost like I regret being in that space at that time. So I've always struggled with journaling because of that. So I honestly, I just quit.
Invest in working with people like DrStem because that's what we do. We
Mm,
now help you to process that so that again you don't get to quit on something that is
yeah.
good for
Hmm.
you. We
Mm,
process that, yeah, because then once you write it down, it's very normal for you to start feeling like, where am I crazy? Is that was that okay for me to feel that way? So now with a coach or a counselor, you get to process that and normalize it. But at the same
mm,
time,
Hmm.
it also helps you build momentum towards
right.
working, with what works, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll try, Dr. Stem. We're at the top of the year,
Yeah.
we're shifting from the holidays and, we're trying to focus on new things, focus on health, on productivity.
Hmm.
Do you think that, I guess my question is how do I handle the shift from the holiday indulgence? We were eating, we were partying, and all of that. How do we handle the shift from holiday indulgence to the focus on health, productivity, or even self-improvement? Because like you're mentioning, I need to try to, write things down. And that's probably something I really do need to start. It is something I need to start doing because I never thought of it that way where, you write it down and because like I'm saying, I've always looked back and wondered what was I thinking? Why did I even write this down? And I always beat myself, for writing those thoughts down. So how do we handle that shift?
So part of it is we have to start off realizing and recognizing that a new year, takes us to a new destination.
Mm.
So I say to people, do not just get in the car and then you start the car and you start driving. Where are you going?
Right,
You get to
Exactly.
right.
the airport and you say, I need to fly somewhere. What flight do you want to? Do you want to get JetBlue? Do you want American Airlines? Do you want, Qatar Airlines to go international? Where you going?
Mm-hmm.
What airline do you want? So take it as that I'm going into the new year. I've got to make sure that I will ask for what I want. So, right, when you're
Mm.
asking people to say, write your goals, write your vision, write what it is that you want, write it as if you're writing to Santa at the beginning of the year. Dear Santa, for
I
those
like that.
Yes, for those of you that are Christians, I'm a Christian. So I say, dear God,
Mm-hmm.
but who
Exactly.
is right? I know you have the plans that you have for me, and I know you've already
Yes.
in 2025, but here's what I'm asking you, God, as my heavenly Father. This is what I
Mm.
want. So my goals are asking for what's already for me. And what it is
Mm-hmm.
that I'm doing is just letting universe, God, and everyone know that I'm ready to receive that
Yeah.
to
Mm-hmm.
receive this year. What are you ready? Which box? Because then I also believe that everything that we need is
Mhm.
sent to us when we are mentally, physically, spiritually ready. When you're
Yeah.
Right.
ready and it's not time for you to receive something, it's not going to come. So beginning of the year, when you write those things down, you're writing those things that you want at the end of the year to get on your
Mm.
50 achieved
Mm-hmm.
things for the year, right? And
Mm.
some of them are going to surprise you because then you're right and you're like, this is scary. I don't even see how this is going to happen. Those are the big, audacious goals that I want you to write down. The things
Mm.
that you don't know how it's going to happen. You don't even think that you can manage to do it or afford to get it. Write those big goals down because that's where the joy comes in now,
Yeah.
accomplishing them and working, but don't do it intentionally where you're like, oh my God, I didn't even, I don't even have the money right now. And I don't even have the, then
Mm.
you're taking back, the power of what's not in your, realm.
Mm-hmm.
I have
Right.
the, serenity prayer everywhere in my house to remind me that there are things I can control and there are things that I cannot control. So write those goals as if you're just writing a dear Santa letter or a dear God letter.
Mm.
So mindfulness and peacefulness is very key to not be stressed out as you start the year. And I know people will be like, "Ronnie, like, wait a minute, what do you mean don't be stressed out?" Again, there are things that I can control. There are things I cannot control, right?
Mhm.
I learned years ago too, I mean, from different, trainers that you just put a line or, at the back of each paper, you write things I need to do or I can do. And then in the back, the things that universe needs to do or
Yeah.
I need God to
That's
do,
a good idea.
Yeah.
then you
Mm-hmm.
write all of those things that you know that I don't have control over that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to change my job and I need a job that makes me good money. The doors are being open. I'm going to give that to God or the universe, right? But the
Mm-hmm.
application to put an application to look out for the job listings, to talk to
Mm-hmm.
connect me, into new realms, to take courses that will have me, to be trained in a new profession or enhance my, knowledge right now so that I am valuable, more valuable, so that I can get paid more. That's up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just can't say I
Mm-hmm.
want to get paid more and I'm still
Right.
yeah, I started off as a nurse's aide when I came to this country, right? So then as a nurse's aide, I was getting paid $7 an hour, but I wanted more money and I
Mm-hmm.
needed a better job. I didn't want to be in shifts. Okay, prayed about it, put it, on in God that I want to do more, become more, and also
Mm-hmm.
influence, others to believe in themselves and to believe that it's possible to get more and to get what you want. But then I had to take the steps of going into school, getting the trainings, and continuously I
Right.
get trained, continuously getting coached myself as I coach others. So that's another gradual way of just, starting the new year in setting those, plans of things that you want to do. You don't have to, be scared about them, but believe that, you know what? If Dr. Taffy and, the Zim ladies did this podcast, I can do it too, and just start and reach out to
Right.
to them and say, hey, how do you do it? What can you do, in there? And many a time you might get, the directions of what to do, but most of all, they will lead you to somebody else that can, literally train you or, help you out to do all of those things. So tap into the resources, as well.
Wow. As we're talking, the word worthy came to mind. Do you think people might set goals according to how they feel about their worthiness and their value as a person?
It's interesting. That's a great question. It's interesting that you asked that. The answer is yes. Because then if you don't see yourself as worthy or as capable and able, then you're not going to set goals that are those big, audacious goals
Right.
you can believe in. And that's the reason, actually, if I may just, I mean, bring this in with the shirt that I'm wearing that says bounce back, yes, I can. It's a new line of a clothing boutique that I started last year in 2024. So that because I believe that trust me, if I wear bounce back, yes, I can, I'm telling my brain and every value and every belief
Yeah.
I can that yes, I can and yes, I will. So with that now, I am worthy. One of the t-shirts is actually I am worthy, and that we have in the Bounce Back Boutique. Because then when I believe and declare that I am worthy, I stop comparing myself with others. I start believing that I am a unique individual, which we are unique individuals. And each of us have got different talents that we need to make sure that before we leave this world, we leave an imprint of who we are and what it is that we are supposed to be doing, hence being worthy. So yes, build your worthiness, build the self-belief and self-love and self-care within yourself, and you start being open and doors start being open. You start meeting divine connections and having divine interventions, because now you are open to stepping into the world and becoming that unique person that you are.
Absolutely. So, with that, what steps do you take to stay compassionate with yourself when transitioning into new routines after the holidays, the setting the goals and all of that? What do you suggest that we do?
So the first step, again, is not to compare yourself to anybody. Because the
So
minute I
true.
start looking on social media and I see, oh, this one, they have lost weight. Maybe their goal worked, and this one seems like
Right.
their business is working better than mine. And when we do that, right, that's not something that helps us. So stop comparing yourself to others. It's important for
That's a
you,
big one.
right? Right? Because social media is not helping.
No.
It's not helping us. And I think one of the things that I also realize that helps us as a step, right, is to acknowledge and also embrace who you are culturally. I'm a Zimbabwean, right? And I am in America, which is a land of opportunity.
Right.
My question to myself as I start, the first step is, am I taking advantage of this land of milk and honey? What am I taking out of it? How am I, helping myself and growing, in this land of honey? How am I improving myself? Am I enjoying myself? Have fun, guys. Have fun.
Right.
Yeah.
Enjoy
Yeah.
life. Enjoy life, because we don't take time to enjoy life. We're working, working, working all the time. And then, I
Yes.
mean, we are, for some reason, as minorities or as a culture, if I may say so, we don't take things like vacations. We literally schedule, instead of scheduling, to say, oh, Christmas time or when my birthday, I said, then I will do that. It's put, the companies have put in place where we have days that we can take off to
Yeah.
rest, to relax, and to replenish, right? That's one of the things, of the steps that, this year, I hope all of us will take advantage of that. you know,
Oh yeah.
day off, once a month where it's just your day to replenish
Yeah.
yourself. In
Mm-hmm.
$45, you can get a good massage for $45. But when we
Mm,
hear massage, we're like, that's expensive. I can't even
Right.
afford that. But if you're intentional about it to say, I'm going to take care of myself, I need at least
yeah.
two
Mm-hmm.
massages, a month, and I can go to the massage school or somebody, because there's somebody who started a business who's starting off and they want to give a good price. Find those
Mm,
Exactly.
people because they're really good. Their price
Exactly.
is cheap
Mm-hmm.
because they're building it. Get that one there and get yourself a massage. So self-care
Mm-hmm.
will be
yeah.
another good step of doing that.
Absolutely.
Self-love is another step. Look at your life right now. Are you happy? Is
Mm,
interesting. On my website, drstemi.com, I have a self-love quiz that I have there, which is a free quiz that I encourage people to go there and take that quiz so that you can see if you are loving yourself. Because without loving yourself and caring for yourself, it's going to be difficult to, really go through the year and have the energy and the courage to go through the year. So look
Mm-hmm.
around. Are you giving of yourself way too much than what you're getting?
yeah.
Are you also
Mm-hmm.
doing too much that you don't have time for yourself? Because sometimes we think we're doing well, but then if we are
Mm-hmm.
depleting ourselves, then we're not going to be good enough to continue doing
Exactly.
that in the years ahead. So
Mhm,
look at
mhm.
yourself in the mirror because the mirror does not lie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look in the mirror, you can see the aging, you can see the wrinkles, you can see the stress, you can see the
Mm-hmm.
sadness. The mirror does not lie.
Mm,
And when you see that, it's a reminder that, okay, I need to take a step back and look at myself, right? And
Mm-hmm.
lastly, let me just, and we talked about setting the goals and writing the Dear God or Dear Universe letters. Those will be
Mm-hmm.
helpful as well.
yeah.
Yeah, but I want to emphasize, and I continuously emphasize, find yourself a good therapist or a good coach,
Yes.
somebody that can hold you and help you so that the mind doesn't stray, so that the mind doesn't, deceive you and tell you that you're not capable and able
Mhm,
to do what you need to do. And at any, height, weight, because women,
Mm-hmm.
we struggle with weight, men struggle with height and, and with stress as well, but at any age and with any weight, that we have, it is possible to find hope and joy and
mhm,
also happiness
Mm-hmm.
within it. So find a coach or a counselor that you can talk to. And I tell people that, many a time, you reach out to me, we do one session. That one session is almost like a jump start, right?
mhm.
Then,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a jumper cable, you talk to me for an hour and we just like, at least jump you. So some people just need that jumper and then they go and they drive.
Mhm,
And some people we need to, get a little bit more maintenance and more little things here and there in order for things to start working
Mm-hmm.
out. But then you know what? They start going. So I want to emphasize that because mentally, physically, spiritual, all aspects have to be in place for you to have a good start of the year.
mhm,
That is
mhm.
very true. That is very true. I found that having a good support system, a
Yes.
peaceful and clean environment, because a lot of times we have people all around that might be misleading us or we're misleading ourselves being in that environment.
Mhm,
And it's not conducive. If you have goals that you want to achieve, it's hard to achieve your goals in an environment that's not helping you grow, that's not
right.
feeding your spirit,
Yes.
but that it's like what's the word, a vampire, an energy vampire? Is that
Empire. Yep.
what the kids call it?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it's definitely you gave us some good tips, some good pointers.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
You know what, here's another thing. Let me just add on to that.
Mhm,
I like what you just said because here's the thing, right? We grew up in a culture where you have to go to church and you have to, pray
mhm,
and you have to do this. But then through
Right.
years, we've also noticed that, not every preacher is helping us to become the best version of ourselves, and not every church person is helping us to become the best
That's
version of.
true.
I
mhm.
want to encourage people to also listen to your gut, feeling.
Mhm,
Exactly.
There are some people that are good for you that will tell you things that will build you up. There's some
Mhm,
people that just deplete your energy, but they also make you question yourself and question your
mhm.
value and question,
Exactly.
who you
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, who you are. So, I mean, have the discernment to know what's good for you. Because even
Yeah.
talk about counseling, coaching, and all of this stuff, and, ministering the pastors and everything, we, all are messengers that will just, I mean, give people messages and also information. But it's up to you as an individual to take
Mhm.
what works and leave what's not working, and be
Mm-hmm.
around those people that are of good influence to you, not the ones that make you question yourself.
Mm.
Definitely, definitely. Because I think as people that moved as immigrants,
Yes.
when we moved, when we were at home, we had, because people lived in different areas, but,
Yeah.
and there, unfortunately, there was also class levels, right?
Yeah.
So when people relocate, when we all come here to America or the diaspora, wherever you are, everyone is on the same playing field. Everyone
Oh
is
yeah.
now equal, right? But because of the environment people grew in when they were back home, and now coming here, when everyone is all meshed in, it seems like everyone has the same mind, but you actually don't. Because it's unfortunate. Mnakakurira ku Chitungwiza,
Yeah.
mnakakurira ku Borodale, Mount Pleasant, those people think differently,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So when we all get here together and then we're in those environments, you have to watch, I guess, how you, the communication, because
Mhm.
even the language is different. I don't know if it makes any sense what I'm trying to say.
It makes sense, but I also, love the fact that you mentioned that America is the
Mhm.
equalizer, or the diaspora is the equalizer, right? So
Mhm.
I look at it from, because, me, I'm more positivity than anything. I look at it as me from Kambuzuma, growing from Kambuzuma, and this person that's in Borodo, you mean we have an equal ground that I can achieve as much as you can achieve, even though
Yeah.
we're back home?
Right.
I mean, this one is going to university, but I can't, because of circumstances of where I am. But now we are in the land of opportunity, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
why I come up with the bounce back.
Bounce
We've
back.
got to, we've got to bounce back from our mindset
Mind.
Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
the values and the beliefs that we have, because then it's now up to each one of us to say, do I focus on the limitations, or do I focus on the strengths that I have?
Mm.
Right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because then now we have these doors that are opening now. And guess what? The person from Borodale can't even catch the person from Chitungwi.
From Chitungwiza.
That's
No,
true.
ma'am, no, ma'am. Because the person from Chitungwiza said, what? You mean
No way, Jose.
you mean I can? And the word says, yes, you can. And then the person from
Mhm.
Borodale is taking it like, you know what? Borodale, we always get doors opening. We always can
Mm-hmm.
walk in there and
Mhm.
and get it. So they slack and they move a little back. Whereas now people are like, okay, business, you mean I can start a business? Yes, you can.
Mm-hmm.
That you want,
Mhm.
and it's an equal ground. So I guess
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
what I like about that is, let's focus more on the ground, or the equal ground that we have, but
Yeah.
believe in
Mhm.
yourself more and look at it, rather than looking at it like I'm from Tungwiza. I would encourage
Mhm.
people to say, I came to America, or I came to the UK, or
Mm-hmm.
Australia, even though the circumstances were,
We're not right.
dire and not right.
Yeah.
But in God's eyes, the universe's eyes, higher powers' eyes, it was right and exactly what you needed, because the plans of your life were to go to that next level. So don't
Yeah.
waste any minute, and, thinking, well, I should have been, I could have been, because no, you couldn't have been, and you should not have been. You're
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be
Mhm.
exactly where you are now, but let's work on making sure that you take advantage of every second, every opportunity that you have now.
Oh,
Wow.
yes,
Don't get
Wow.
me
absolutely.
preaching. Don't get me
I
preaching.
know. Did you heard me? I said amen. Oh my God.
But I absolutely love your positive thinking, your
Mhm.
optimism, and just the energy that you bring, and just making us shift from looking at something negatively, right? Because that's the easiest way route to take, right? looking at everything negatively. So I absolutely thank you for bringing that positive energy. And, I'm excited. You got me excited about 2025, Dr. STEM. I'm going to start journaling, and I will give you an update because we're going to bring you back. Okay. We absolutely love you around here, and we love your positive thinking and the encouragement that you give all of us. And, we could go, we're talkers, so we could go for another hour, but, because of time, we're going to have to close this. And, obviously we want you back, so we can't talk about everything today. We're going to need something to talk about next time, Dr. STEM. But thank you so, so, so much for gracing us with your presence, gracing us with your knowledge and positive attitude. Just sharing, and even just sharing your time and insights with us. We truly appreciate you, and we're hoping to be at Bounce Back this year, and we hope that you have an amazing birthday this year, because it's a milestone birthday. So, we thank you so much, Dr. STEM.
Thank you. So, because she mentioned that, I couldn't leave without telling all of you that we do hold a Bounce Back Empowerment Conference every year. This year it's number 6, the 6th annual Bounce Back Empowerment Conference. And we are going to be in Melbourne, Australia. So we are celebrating the 6th Bounce Back. We're also celebrating the release of our 3rd Bounce Back book, which we are inviting all of you, whether you've written a book before or you aspire to be an author, please get in touch with me so that you can author a chapter, because it's an anthology where we have about 20 to 25 authors that are selected each year for each book. So I want you in this one. This title for this year's book is From Struggles to Success. Ooh. And I know all of us have had, struggles to success. It's a chapter. I help you. I coach you through writing your chapter. So it's a really easy process, but the celebration is bigger at the end of 2025 when we say, what did you do this year? And you say, I wrote a book. I authored a book, So, last year we released this one here. It's I don't know if you can see it, Dreams to Reality, Bounce Back Dreams to Reality. And then the year before we had From Setbacks to Comebacks. So the other one for this year will be, Struggles to Success. So that's, one thing. And the other thing is we opened up a Bounce Back boutique, last year with all of the positive quotes that you can think of. And I'm adding more in there, because when you wear positivity, right, the mindset changes. Like, I have this bounce back. Yes, I can. You can imagine today started off being here on the podcast, but this whole week now I can look at the things that I did towards 2025. I've done more than many people have done already just in 1 week, but just relaxing and enjoying it. So, visit the boutique. It's at www.bouncebackboutique.shop. So I thank you, ladies, and I can't wait to come back again anytime. Just let me know. I'll make time to come back.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Every time we talk to you, we always feel lighter.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes any sense.
It's a therapy session with Dr. STEM.
We always feel lighter. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. And for everybody who is watching, remember to stay connected. You can follow our Instagram and Facebook page as Zim Ladies RT. Our episodes are available every Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time on brownstoneworldwide.com, BWTV, and Cityscape Radio. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Have a great day.
Thank you, everybody.